is only 45 minutes, and let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back to Susan Hira YouTube channel. Today we're going to discuss science progression test. Lower secondary is for stage 7 from the year 2023. The total duration for this paper is only 45 minutes, and let's get started. So this is number 1. There are 7 characteristics of living organism. A. Complete Mia's quiz. One question has been done for you. The characteristic of living organism. 1. What is the process of getting rid of waste? Excretion. That is the answer. Now we are going to answer number 2. What is the process of increasing the size or mass of an organism? The bell will ring 3 times. After that, we'll reveal the answer. If you need some more time, you may pause this video. Okay guys, let's check out the answer guys. So it's growth. Alright, let's move on. Now number 3, what is the process of making more of the same type of organism? Okay, let's check out the answer guys. So it's reproduction. Let's move on. Now number 4, what is the process of detecting changes in the surrounding? Okay, let's check out the answer guys. Well, it's sensitivity, right? Let's move on. Next, number 5, what is the process of getting energy from food? Okay, let's check out the answer guys. Well, it's respiration. Okay, now 1B, write down one reason why viruses could be considered non-living. Okay guys, let's check out the answer. Well, the answer is they do not reproduce without a host cell. Let's move on. Here we go. These are the 7 life processes. That is nutrition, Mrs. Grant. M is for movement. Living things move. R is for respiration, to produce energy. S is for sensitivity, is our senses, eyes, nose, tongue, skin, and ears. And then G is for growth. And R is for reproduction, can produce the same type, become more in number. E is for excretion, like urination. N is for nutrition. Alright, let's move on. Now we are in number 2. Look at the diagram showing particles in a solid and a gas. A. Gases are easily compressed, squashed, but solids are not easily compressed. Explain why. Okay guys, let's check out the answer. Well, the answer is gas particles have large spaces between them, while solid particles are tightly packed. Let's move on. Now question B, solids keeps their own shape, but gases fill the container they are put in. Explain why. Okay, let's check out the answer guys. So particles in solids cannot move freely, while gas particles move freely, so they can fill the container. So that's supposed to be the example of correct answer. If you have any other possible answer, you may write in the comment section. Well, we know that particles in solid only vibrate in a fixed position, while gas is freely moving. Let's move on. Okay, number 3, Carlos tests some gases. The table shows the test Carlos uses and his result. Test: put a lighted spleen into gas, and gas A, B, C, R. Pass the gas through lime water, and then put a glowing spleen into the gas. So what happened in gas A, B, C? Lighted spleen into gas. A, the spleen burns brighter. B, the burns with a squeaky pop. And C, the spleen goes out. While pass the gas through lime water, A stays colorless, B stays colorless. C turns cloudy. Put a glowing splint into the gas. A splint relights. B goes out. C splints goes out. So identify gas A, B, and C. Okay, we need some more time. You may pause this video. So here's the answer. Gas A is an oxygen. It's oxygen. So this one, light a splint into gas. This is the key that it is oxygen. While gas B is hydrogen, we can see that this one, a burn with sticky pop. That is the specific test for hydrogen gas. Now gas C is carbon dioxide. While for carbon dioxide, the typical test is lime water turn cloudy. Alright, let's see the explanation. Well, we see this is the test for oxygen. So the splint glow brighter or relight the splint. Yeah, and then this is typical gas for hydrogen. It make a squeaky pop sound. And this is the specific test with the carbon dioxide. It turns the lime water become cloudy. Alright, let's move on. Guys, now we are in question 4. Pierre investigates current in a series circuit. He uses the electrical circuits shown in the diagram here. A. Draw the circuit diagram for Pierre's circuit. Use the circuit symbols for each component. Okay. Let's check out the answer, guys. Oh, this is the answer. So circuit diagram for Pierre's circuit. The bulb is with this symbol. The cell is this symbol, and this is the wire. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now let's move on to question 4b. Pierre adds a component to the circuit to measure current. Write down the name of this component. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So the answer is ammeter. Now let's move on to C. Pierre adds a lamp to the circuit and records the current each time. Look at the table of his result. Number of lamp 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and current in blank 12, 9, 7, 5, 2. Write down the unit for the current in the table. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. The answer is amp. Okay, let's move on. Right now we are in question 4D. 4D. This is our previous answer from 4C. So D, draw a line graph of his result. You should label the axis here, plot the result here, draw a straight line of best fit. Okay. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So for this question, it will be more convenient if you print out the PDF, and PDF will be released if this video gains 20 likes. Now let's check out the answer. So the labeling in here is current, or in amp, that is the unit. We have to include the unit here, and the horizontal axis will be the number of lamps, that is the independent variables, and this is the observed data. And we plot 1 to 12 here, 2 to 9, 2 to 9, this is the coordinates here, 3 to 7 here, and 4 to 5 here, and 5 to 2. Okay, we got the coordinate points in the blue dots. Now we have to make a line of best fit, so we just take the line that represents most of the points. So this is the line. Alright, let's move on. Now guys, we will see question 4E. Describe the relationship between the number of lamps and the current in the circuit. From here you can see what is the relationship here. Alright, let's check out the answer, guys. So it's as the number of lamp increases and the current decreases. Alright, let's move on. Okay guys, number 5. Hassan make a model to show water cycle. Hassan pours hot water into a beaker, covers the top of beaker with plastic sheet, places some ice cube on top of the plastics. Observe for 5 minutes. A1. Droplets of water from the underside of plastic sheet. Name the process that form these droplets of water. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. If you need some more time, please pause this video. So it is condensation. Let's move on. Well, question B, A part 2, Hassan repeats the experiment. He replaces the hot water with cold water. Fewer droplets are formed on underside of plastic sheet. Write down 2 reasons why fewer water droplets are formed. Okay, let's check out the answer. If you need some more time, you may pause this video anytime. So the answer is less water vapor is formed inside the beaker and fewer water droplets, and difference of temperature between water vapor and plastic sheet is very small. Alright, let's move on. So now we are in question 5b. Write down 2 ways Hassan's model does not show the complete water cycle. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So it's a it doesn't show water runoff, it doesn't show clouds. Let's see the explanation a bit more. Well, guys, this is the water cycle, and just now our answer was it doesn't show the runoff. Alright, and it doesn't show the cloud here. So this is the water cycle, complete water cycle. So water evaporates from the any sea, and then it condensation in the become cloud, and from there it goes down as rain precipitation, and it goes down here and go to the collection and then run off and also absorbed by the plant, and then again it is evaporated. Right, this is the complete water cycle, and this is part of our answer here. And these are the this is a diagram of changes of state in case you need from solid to liquid is melting, from liquid to gas is evaporation, and the reverse process is gas to liquid is condensation, liquid to solid is freezing. Let's move on. Just to explain that 2 ways this model does not show is the water runoff and also clouds. Let's move on. Okay, guys, this question is about human respiratory system. Draw a straight line to match each description to its correct diagram. Here, description: group of cells working together to do the same function, or group of tissues working together to do the same function, or group of organ working together. So these are the choices. Diagram in here, here lungs, in here the cell, in here is another diagram. Okay, let's give some time. Let's check out the answer, guys. So this is the correct answer. Groups of cells working together to do the same function to here. Group of tissue working together to do the same function is to form the lungs or organ. Group of organ working together is to form the system of organ. So this is epithelial tissue is formed from epithelial cells. It forms the lining around the respiratory tract and fallopian tubes. Okay, let's move on. So this is levels of organization. It's from cells, and cells, typical same type of cells form tissue, and the tissue will form organs, organ will form organ system, and then it will form organism. So we see here is the example of cells is here, that it form tissue like epithelial tissue, and that will form the different tissue will form the organ. And here example is stomach, and different organ will form organ system, like in here digestive system is formed from liver, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, pancreas. So next organ system will form an individual. This is more explanation about tissue. They are a group of similar cells and found in a multicellular organism like muscle tissue, nerve tissue, epithelial tissue. Now these are human organs, different organs made from different tissue here: lungs, liver, intestine, bladder, kidneys, stomach, heart, brain. Alright. Okay, number 7, guys. Lily investigates forces. Lily drops a stone and feather at the same time in a tube of air, then drop the same stone and feather at the same time in vacuum. Write down what Lily observed. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So in air, the stone falls faster than the feather, while in vacuum, stone and feather fall at the same time, same speed. Right. Alright, let's move on. So now in here we see that Next question is explain her observation. Use ideas about forces. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So in the air, feathers experiences greater air resistance as it has greater surface area. Yeah, and then the stone. In vacuum, both feather and stone don't experience air resistance. That's the reason they fall at the same speed. Alright, let's move on. Okay, move on to number 8. The Earth and the Moon are held in orbit in the solar system. Name the force that holds the Earth in orbit around the Sun. Right? Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So it's the Sun's gravitational force. Alright, you get it correct? Let's move on. Now question 8b. Tidal forces occurs on Earth because of the position of the Sun, Earth and Moon. Look at the diagram A, B, C, D showing 4 different positions of Sun, Earth and Moon here. And next question. Alright, here. Now, which diagram shows the position of the Sun, Earth, Moon that give the greatest tidal force? Explain your answer, diagram and explanation. Okay, time. Let's check out the answer, guys. So it's diagram C. The reason it has gravity from the Sun and the Moon pulling in the same direction. Alright? This is the diagram of the Sun, Moon and Earth. This is when it's new moon and this is when it's full moon. So when Moon and Sun pulling in the same direction together, this is the greatest tidal. And this position is Moon is pulling to this side and Sun towards this side, so it's not the same direction. While the first quarter moon and the third quarter moon, this is where the position of the Moon is, and this is the Earth and this is the Sun, so they will actually produce tide, but it's not as high as this position when Sun, Moon and Earth in this position. Alright, so in this diagram where the Sun and Moon is in this pulling the same direction, this is the greatest tidal. This is not so, and this is also not so. We call this neap tide and spring tide. Alright, let's move on. Okay, guys, question C. Look at the diagram showing the Moon orbiting the Earth and light rays from the Sun here. A person stands at point X here, and at which position on the Moon's orbit would the person see a total lunar eclipse? Circle the correct position A, B, C, D and explain your answer. Okay, let's check out the answer. If you need some more time, you may pause this video. So it's at position C, because at this position when the Moon is at C, the Moon is in the Earth's shadow, and then blocking the sunlight from reaching the Moon's surface. So we see the total lunar eclipse. Let's move on. So number 9, organisms have important jobs in ecology. Look at the section through a composter here. Larger pieces of that plant material such as leaves, newer material here, and older material. Composed made of small particles rich in minerals. So, alright, A part 1. What process causes the change from the newer material to the older material inside the composter? Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So it's decomposition. Next, let's move on. Question 9a part 2. Write down the type of organism that causes this change. Okay, let's check out. So it's bacteria. Let's move on. Now question 9b. Jamila investigates how temperature changes inside 2 different composters. Jamila uses one pile of that plant materials, divides upon the 2 equal masses of that plant material, places one sample into a composter A and another into composter B. Measure temperature in each composter every 10 days. Part 1. Write down the piece of equipment Jamila uses to measure temperature. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So it's thermometer. Let's move on. Okay, now part 2. Here's Jamila's result table. Temperature inside the composter A and B times in days 0 to 10, 20, 30, 40. Explain why Jamila is not able to conclude which composter has the higher maximum temperature. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. Well, we see in here temperature in compressor B is still increasing, so that's why she's not able to conclude. Let's move on. Still from the same 9B part 3. Suggest why Jamila changes the investigation to be certain. How Jamila changes to be certain which composer has the higher maximum temperature. So have you got your answer, guys? Let's check out the answer. Well, she needs to continue measuring temperature until the temperature starts to decrease like composer A. So that's one alternative question answer. If you have any possible answer, please write down in the comment section to help other viewers. Next, now part 4, explain why it is a good idea for Jamila to repeat her investigation. Well, let's check out the answer, guys. You may pause if you need some more time. So she can compare results and check for anomalies. Let's move on. Okay, question 10. Angelique investigates what happened when some powders are heated. D, E, F. Color before heating, pink, white, white. Color after heating, black, white, white. Other observation, none, none, and gas given off. Which powder or powders react when heated? Explain how you know. Okay, let's check out the answer. You may pause if you need some more time. So the answer is D and F. How do we know? In D there's a change in the color from pink to black, and in F there is a gas given off. That's how we know there's a chemical reaction. Let's move on. Okay, question 11. Rajiv makes a model to show how we hear sounds here. Grains of rice, elastic band, rubber sheet, cup. Rajiv places a rubber sheet over a cup, holds the rubber sheet in place using an elastic band. Place grains of uncooked rice on top of the rubber sheet. Claps his hand near to the cup. Alright? Describe what Rajiv sees when he claps his hand. Explain why this happens. Description and explanation. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So the rice moves and his hand claps produce sound waves that travel in air and make the rubber sheet vibrate. Let's move on. Alright, number 12. Chan and Aiko investigate the properties of metals and non-metals. They look at the same data about element X: appearance, density, ductility, electrical conductivity, malleability, melting point, solubility in water, state at room temperature. Property of element X here is given. Chan makes this hypothesis. Element X is a metal because it has the properties of metal. Write down 2 pieces of evidence that support his hypothesis. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. If you need some more time to analyze, you may pause this video. So it's high melting point and good conductor of electricity. That is the properties of metal. Alright, let's move on. Alright, now question B. Aiko makes this hypothesis. Element X is non-metal because it has the properties of non-metal. Write down 2 pieces of evidence that supports her hypothesis. Okay, let's check out the answer, guys. So it's appearance dull, that is not properties of metal, and brittle. Metal should be malleable. Okay, that is ductility, properties of metal. I mean, metal can be pulled into wire, like copper here. And this is metal, typical properties of metal, and metal is malleable, means the ability to be hammered, rolled into thin sheet without being break like the glass. Alright, glass is brittle. This is our last question. This is the end of this discussion. Alright, guys, today we have discussed science progression test from 2022 paper 2 stage 7 for chemistry lower secondary, and check link at the description. Click this symbol at the right bottom corner of this video. You will get many other useful resources, our YouTube address, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So today's discussion is conducted by Study with Tuition Online. We cater for all these subject and syllabus. Email us if you are interested to join with our weekday or weekend classes. Check link below for the full description of the video. We cater past paper from grade 3 up to 12, and then pre-college and university from mathematics, science, and also calculus. If you have any question, please feel free to write in the comment section, and we hope today's discussion will be helpful to you. If there's any correction, comment, question, please write in the comment section. Bye bye and see you in the next video, and God bless you.